Andrew Brown for Twinspires alongside two-time Oaks winning jockey Rosie Napravnik. Rosie, it's the 10-year anniversary since your incredible ride on Untapable in the 2014 Kentucky Oaks. You started from the outside post. What do you remember about your ride?
I actually remember there were some anxious moments before going into the gate because something had happened where we had to sort of go away from the gate and come back. And I know, my instructions with this filly were always to make sure everything was so smooth. From Steve, that was the only thing he would ever tell me. Just make whatever you do, make sure it's smooth. So there was some anxious moments before going into the gate, but we broke out outside of 12 other horses, which was great for us because it meant just a clear trip into the first turn. And, the first turn can sometimes make your whole race. So we established, that nice outside stalking position where she loves to be. And, it was right here down the backside where I really felt that confidence, I'm right where I need to be. I know I'm on the best horse, and there's no reason we're not going to win this race.
You swing into the stretch. What's going through your mind at that point?
I remember being able to feel so confident and patient and just waiting till we really got straightened away to ask her to finish. And, when I rode the Kentucky Oaks in 2012, we were 13-1. And although I still felt like we had a good shot, I felt like I had something to prove at 13-1. And going into the Kentucky Oaks in 2014 was a totally different story because I was sitting on the 4-5 favorite. And so it was kind of just a validation turning into the stretch of I've done my job. I'm on the best horse. We've gotten a great trip. And now, here's the result we were all hoping for.
And describe the elation when you cross the post and you've won not only the Kentucky Oaks, but for the second time as well.
You know what? For me, it's almost like it wasn't even the individual races, but as I was progressing through the last couple of years of my career, it was just that validation that I, was moving into this regularly assigned rider of these most prestigious races in the world. So I always say riding for Steve in general was one of my career highlights, and riding this filly in the Kentucky Oaks at 4-5 was in itself an accomplishment for me. So then being able to deliver and just come through with that is just, there's no feeling like it. And I'll always tell the story about how when I was riding and I was even in the Kentucky Derby when I rode Milude, and I didn't win the race, but I was passing horses at the quarter pole, and it's those exciting moments when I actually have a conscious thoughts of my family, my husband and my parents, and any of the connections watching and thinking she might be able to win, and how exciting it must be for them. And I think it's so strange that I have those, that I remember having those thoughts, and they would feel so good of I know I've got the horse, but they don't know yet. So I know watching the race is anxious, and the one thing now only watching races that I miss is knowing exactly what I have underneath me.
Nice, yeah. Obviously a huge week of racing here in Kentucky and at Churchill Downs. How much of a privilege as a jockey is it to be part of a week of racing such as this and to have rides in races such as the Kentucky Oaks and the Kentucky Derby?
For a jockey to be here on Derby week, it's exciting. The atmosphere is electric, and to be in one of, the big races, the Derby or the Oaks, it's such a privilege, but it's kind of a testament to all you've put in to get there. I would say for me, that's what it meant the most, is just, the connections of the horse that you're riding, having the confidence to bring you in, to put it all in your hands when the gates open.